And we're now live. That was very quick.
What happens now then, I wonder?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. Sorry, if anyone can see this on my YouTube channel, I do apologise. We're using StreamYard, and I haven't actually done this before, so I don't know.
So that I can.
Yeah. No, I'm joking. Right, I don't know where I'm meant to be looking on this. I'm just going to have a quick look. Sorry, guys, if anyone is watching, I don't think anybody is. I just want to quickly have a look on and see if it's visible live. Oh, yeah, it says we are live on my channel. That's great. That has just gone smoother than I could ever possibly imagine. So that is absolutely fantastic. Right, okie dokie. Well, I guess anyone can watch anyway and join in at any time they want to. So yeah, thank you so much.
Now we have something interesting.
Oh, you are interesting though. This is why I wanted you to be the first ever Fertility Talks guest on my YouTube channel, because I am fascinated by your journey and what you do. And for anyone that doesn't know Sara, she's Sara from the stairs. She is a whole bunch of interesting. So I really wanted to start off with, oh, hi, Jax, hope you're well. Enjoy today's call. I mean, can you let us know if you can hear us okay at any point if you can't? Because we're testing 1, 2, 3 on StreamYard today, and we just want to know how it goes. I'm loving it so far, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, I have no idea what's going on really, because I am 46.
And when you hit 46, you just don't know what's going on in life anymore.
I've only just got to grips with Facebook.
Yeah, I'm not very good at Facebook either. So yeah, so basically, Sara, can you just tell us about where your fertility journey started? Because obviously, for anyone who doesn't know you, you are the co-founder of IVF Babble, which is like the world's leading fertility magazine, and you've created the most incredible platform. And you've done some pretty amazing stuff, haven't you, as well, when it comes to fertility?
Well, do you know what? I'm going to share something. This is my most proud thing. Hang on, there's a bit of dust on it. Can you see that?
I can.
So that is us outside, me and Tracy and Eileen from the Fertility Network, outside 10 Downing Street.
I know.
That was one of our big things where we petitioned to basically fight for, basically because NHS are, oh my God, speak, Sara, speak. Basically, we wanted to fight for equal rights so that you can get your 3 free rounds of IVF, because they're just being slashed everywhere. And so we gathered like 150,000 signatures or something crazy like that and took them to Downing Street. And it was all going so well. And then Brexit happened. And so our wonderful petition was kind of like pushed to one side. So we're hoping eventually somebody will get around to dealing with it, because so many, men and women are being denied their rights to have free IVF. Yeah. But anyway, that was just one of my highlights over the last 4 years or something since we launched it.
Well, that's really how I ended up getting in touch with you last year, because I obviously followed your Instagram page and your articles and stuff in your magazine and stuff online, which I absolutely love, and it's so insightful, especially. And I sort of started my journey. I didn't have a clue about infertility. And the doctor told me that I had to have IVF. I thought they were going to pluck an alien out of space and give me this alien baby. Like, this is not yours. It's not anyone's. Here it is. Yeah, I didn't have a clue. And so yeah, I kind of followed you from there. But then it was when I was looking about, because I, as you know, am so tied up in this whole the way they're NHS is a postcode lottery and stuff, and I was like, surely someone's done something about that. And that is when I saw what you guys had sort of been doing by taking it to 10 Downing Street. And for anyone who's listening, we've had conversations about the fact that we don't necessarily agree that secondary infertility shouldn't warrant any kind of funding, and the fact that couples, say if you have a man and a woman and they want to have IVF because they can't fall pregnant naturally, but one has already got a child from a previous relationship, then they don't classify for any funding. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
It is so frustrating, and I have lost count of the amount of messages I've had from women who just feel like they've been cheated. You know, they're being denied because their partner's already got a child. It's like, where is the logic? There is no logic. You know, it's you know, infertility is a disease. You know, it's been recognized as a disease. So why be denied the care and treatment? It's just hugely frustrating.
Yeah, and this absolutely drives me wild as well, because I can't get my head around the fact that if it's a basic human right to reproduce and have a baby, at what point do we say that actually it's not a basic human right anymore? And I've had some controversial comments on my social media account lately about, well, how much do you expect people to fund for you to have a baby, for you to keep having children? But if it's a basic human right, I mean, controversial subject here, but I think that the taxpayers' money is ploughed into plenty of different areas where necessarily it shouldn't be. But if we stop, I think we need to recognise that women reproducing are creating more taxpayers. So if we don't keep reproducing, then where's all this money coming from?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. We need to get into Parliament. We need to see in Parliament, don't we?
I know. When this is all over, Bojo's going to rule the day that we turn up at his door, isn't he? I feel like we're creating this little fertility army of these men and women that are just, give me my babies.
Warriors, take it to a whole new level.
I know, I love it. So, tell me about your fertility journey. When did this all start for you? Like way before all of IVF, Babble, and everything like that. What's your story?
Yeah, well, so I am now like proud mummy of 10-year-old IVF twins, and I pinch myself to this day because. So my fertility journey is about 4 or 5 years long. So we're talking 15 years ago now I started. And there was nothing. There was no Instagram. I don't think there was Facebook. So there was absolutely nowhere for me to go for support. I didn't know a single person who was, you know, trying to conceive, or so I thought. And, you know, so I'm just on my own. My husband was in a band. And he was on tour, right? This is how naive I was. He was on tour, and I sent him a text message saying, "Can we have a baby when you get back off tour?" It's not going to be that easy. I mean, my husband was like I said, on tour, drinking most nights, smoking, rock and roll lifestyle. You know, bass strapped to his lower regions. You know, every night. But I didn't have the education to think, well, that's going to damage his sperm, you know. So we you know, and I've got polycystic ovaries as well, so it was never going to happen naturally. And so it was after a while, went to see the doctor, and just started. And one thing that really frustrates me is that I had 2 rounds of IUI again that were never going to work, because my husband's sperm was bad. So why I was told to have IUI, I don't know. And then I had an IVF that failed. And then finally I had ICSI. And on my final round, I got severe OHSS because I didn't read the small print. And I mean, who does read the small print? I just thought, I just want my baby. Yeah. There's side effects, whatever. I'll deal with them as they come along. Yeah. So ill that I ended up in hospital for 2 weeks, like a balloon. My ovaries swelled up 5 times their normal size. And once the lining of my stomach was full, the fluid then went into my lungs. And then, you know, like if you put your fingers over your ears like that, right? That is what my hearing was like. So if you just talk like that, so my hearing went like that. So I couldn't sleep.
Silent because of the fluid.
Yeah. Honestly, and your blood is thickening. So it was hugely scary. And in the end, they call it tapping you, but it's essentially popping you. So they had to make an incision and let the fluid out. But my point is that I set up IVF Babble because I never wanted anyone to not have the resources like I did. Because I went in totally blind. I knew nothing. And when I was in hospital, was suffering with this OHSS. I was so desperate, and I got admitted at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I said to this nurse, "Oh my God, I've just had embryos put in. What's going to happen to me?" And this ignorant nurse said to me, "Oh, well, we have to take them out." So I was just left there. I was put on this ward at 2 o'clock in the morning thinking they're going to take my embryos back out.
My baby's back out of my stomach on my womb.
And so I got on my phone and I was trying to find something. And back then there was, like I said, there was nothing. All I could find was a forum in the States that said, drink Gatorade if you've got OHSS. And it was then I thought, I am going to create something so that people can access information written by experts, but that you can just get really easily and understand really easily. And I didn't know that Tracy was going through a similar thing. And she decided she wanted to create something. So we got together and IVF Babble was born.
Wow.
In a nutshell, that's why it happened and when it happened.
That's amazing. And IVF Babble, there is such a wealth of information on Google, isn't there? And it's not always correct information. It's not always necessarily the stuff you can read. So I absolutely love that, because I've got a lot of followers on my platforms that are just starting their journeys and are feeling a little bit overwhelmed. So it's so nice that I can sort of push them across to you to come and see like what you guys are doing over IVF Babble, and know that the information they're reading is going to be from experts. And personally, especially me being on the journey again now, I feel like I've forgotten everything. So it's so nice to know that I can go there and the information I'm going to find is going to be accurate and safe. So that's amazing. Thank you so much.
Are you having, like, what kind of treatment are you having at the moment? Is it IVF or is it?
Yeah, IVF with ICSI.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I had.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
What did you have? What did you have the first time round?
I had ICSI the first time round. But I just didn't. I only had 4. They took 21 eggs from me, and I was borderline OHSS as well, but nowhere near your level. I was just in a lot of pain and couldn't really walk, and ended up having to take laxatives and pooing myself, for want of a better word, on several occasions, which was just glorious, ruining a pair of £150 white company pajamas that I absolutely loved. And that was as bad as that got for me, really.
I mean, there are so many things I just want to pick up on there, but the one thing that really want to pick out on, £150 pajamas.
Oh no, they're really expensive. I didn't buy them. My dad bought them, and actually, here's the story. They were my mum's, and I stole them. I always steal my mum's pajamas. It's a thing. Like there are no comfier pajamas in the world to me than pajamas off my mum.
Especially £50 white company.
Yeah, never ever stolen a pair of a silky one. They were silk. Never ever again. But yeah, that was as bad as that got for me anyway. But yeah, I was really swollen, and I think that's why they put 2 embryos back, and I think that's why they didn't take us in so much pain. And I remember this time round, it's funny, isn't it? Because I never think that men, especially my man, pays much attention to anything that I do or say ever in life, unless it involves me spending money at the shops or online shopping. But the first thing he said, I suppose he had to part with a hell of a lot of money for this IVF, so maybe that's why it goes hand in hand. The first thing that he said is, if when we do this fresh cycle, you're in so much pain this time round, can we freeze the embryos and just start again rather than just wasting 2? And that was actually really sensible, because I'm sure that's why they didn't take. I was in so much pain, so I can't imagine the pain that you were in. Did they ended up taking these embryos out? I mean, I'm sure they didn't. Did they?
No.
You can't take embryos out, can you?
No. It was such a ridiculous thing for this woman to say.
You can't even see them.
I know, but I mean, so I wasn't on a fertility ward. I was in, like, they just threw me in whatever ward they could, because it was so busy. He hadn't got a clue. But yeah, but I was basically, I was pregnant, and if you are pregnant, then it makes it even worse.
Right.
Yeah, so I can't believe that these 2 little embryos survived, because it was pretty.
Oh, and that was the round that you got your girls. Oh, and do you know what? I need you to tell this story, although you can't seem to tell me the story without me crying. So I probably will cry, and I'll probably ugly cry. Will you please tell us the story about the teddy bear? It's my favourite IVF story. I love it.
Well, it was after my IVF failed. My husband just said, let's just go to New York. Let's just have a blowout. So we went to New York, and I went to FAO Schwartz, the big famous toy store. And as I walked through, I was feeling so low. And there's all these like gorgeous, gorgeous teddy bears. And I thought, you know what? I am going to have a baby one day. I will. I know I will. So I'm going to buy one of these teddies for my baby. And so I picked up this really, really gorgeous, cute little bear. And not so long ago, I was telling my daughters the story about how I bought them a teddy, you know, at the time when I was feeling really sad.
You're breaking up a little bit. I don't know if it's you or me.
Am I?
Yeah, I can't get you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're back. You're back. Am I back?
Oh, okay. Is it me or you?
I don't know. I mean, my internet is never great, but I've got all bars.
Yeah, that's fine. I've just disconnected every other internet device I've got around me, which is a phone and an iPad. So you carry on.
And so basically, so I was telling my daughters the story of how I bought them this teddy bear. And Lola said to me, Mummy, she said, I wish there had been a way to let you know that we were coming, because we were always coming, always coming. I just thought, how can a tiny little child's brain be so connected, and like, what a lovely thing for her to say.
What a beautiful child you've created to say that, though. Like, I wish we could have told you that we were coming, Mummy. That's just amazing.
She said the timing just wasn't right. She said the timing wasn't right, but we were coming.
Oh my God. Stop. It gives me chills every time you tell that story. It's just my favourite because it's beautiful, but it's so emotional. Have you always been quite open with the girls about where they're coming from, I suppose?
Yeah, I am now. But when they were born, I said to my husband, please don't tell anyone they're IVF babies, because I was so ashamed. Because I felt like my body didn't work. I felt like I was less of a woman. You know, I remember, right? Sorry, I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but I remember being at work and hearing this girl in the cubicle next to me in the toilets going, oh God, I've just had my period. And because my periods were so sporadic, I never knew when I was getting them, and I couldn't get pregnant. I remember feeling so jealous. I remember thinking, that is a real woman. You know, and so I look back and think, God, what sort of, I'm so hard on myself. So yeah, so they were born. I was like, please don't tell anyone, please don't tell anyone. And then I started IVF Babble, and then they asked me what IVF Babble was, and I explained it to them. And they're like, oh right, okay, cool. So it means, yeah. And actually, we were walking down the road not so long ago, and this old bloke goes, oh, you've got twins. And he goes, does it run in the family? And I thought, I don't really have time to stop and say, well, you know, I couldn't conceive. So I said, oh, yes. Yeah. And anyway, carried on walking. And then one of my girls went, why did you say that? Why didn't you tell him that you had 2 embryos put in and therefore you had twins?
I love these girls. I need to interview those girls.
Yeah. That would be a good interview. Yeah. They ramble less than I do, but
they are pretty amazing, those girls, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
They've just made, for anyone who's watching, they've just created this most incredible single. I absolutely love it. Or if you'll let me, I will definitely link it in the description, because oh my God, they've created this beautiful song, and it's all about sort of what's been going on lately in the world and just getting back to normal, hasn't it? And it is, you know what? I think it is better than 90% of the music in the charts anyway. So I definitely want it.
Bless you. On Sunday, when I was in Holly and Phil in their dressing rooms, and as they came out, Phil said to me, oh my God, He goes, can we talk about your daughters? He goes, they are so talented. So I told my girls, and they were like, whoa, are you going to get us on the show then?
Hello. Come on, Mum. Put me up. Obviously, anyone who doesn't know Sara, and that's why I said I call her Sara from the stairs, because that's what everybody else calls her. She's got a really fascinating job that I'm now going to let you talk about, because again, I feel like you're my famous friend.
It makes me laugh that you call me Sara from the stairs. You don't really see me on the stairs anymore on The Voice now, because of course of COVID. I'm not anywhere near really any of the
from miles away.
But I'm a floor manager, so that's my job. So I've done it for like 22 years, and this is how old I am. You probably won't even remember some of the shows I used to work on. CDUK.
Oh, I think I do remember that.
SMTV, Blue.
Oh, I went on SMTV Live once when I was a kid. I bet I met you on there.
Oh my God! What when you were like? How
funny would that have been?
50. That was, God, how many years ago? Like 20 years ago, maybe 18.
I know, but I love it because you talk about like Phil and Holly, like, oh, they're just my bezies that I see at work all the time, and I love it. I just think it's amazing.
It's pretty sweet. You know this picture I was showing you, right?
Yeah.
This was like 3 years ago, I think. And one day I looked at my Instagram, and all of a sudden there was like an additional 3,500 followers over the space of 24 hours. And I thought there was a bug or something. And then I found out that it was Holly had reposted my. So you'd look on her feed, and it was just all lovely pictures of Holly looking, you know, beautiful in her daily dresses or whatever. And then there was just a picture of me on 10 Downing Street.
Oh my God,
and she said, follow IVF Babble, which was.
That's so
the
good.
power,
That's
isn't that the power?
The power of celebrity status.
Yeah. But no, it's good. So I'm Sara from the stairs, because on The Voice you see me on the stairs sometimes with the talent, and I just cue them out.
I saw you on one of the replays the other day, didn't I? And actually like sent you talking. I was like, no, that's my friend. And he was like, no, it's not. I was like, it is. Honestly, that's my friend that I speak to.
Well, do you know, when things are back to normal and we can start having people in studio, you've got to come along. And hopefully we'll have our own TV studio one day.
We will have our own TV studio. So I'm kind of moving back that way. I appreciate that we've definitely digressed from the topic of fertility. But what is your vision? I know like you're always moving forward, like with the whole infertility scene. And what do you want to see like over the next 1, 2, 3 years, like moving forward? What's your vision with IVF Babble and everything in infertility in general?
I just want it to become so normal. And the only way it becomes normal and moving away from that shame that I once felt is for people to be talking and having conversations, you know? So it's normal for a girl not to ovulate, and normal for a girl not to have a period. It doesn't make you any less of a woman just because you can't conceive naturally. And the only way women will feel like that is if we are talking. And so, you know, you and me have discussed what, you know, that we'd love to do this panel show where we just sit and chat, and we invite people in, and we talk about all the crazy things associated with fertility treatment, and, you know, mood swings, and, you know, sharing tips and sharing stories. Don't you think?
100%. Like, I totally agree, because I think the predominant thought for me is when you're growing up, you're taught that it's so easy to conceive, and it's so easy. Oh, sorry, that's making all kinds of noises. It's so easy to conceive and so easy to have a baby, and you need to be so careful with contraception. Whereas I feel like I feel like you were totally misleading me. You led me up the garden path the wrong way there, because it definitely wasn't the case. So I think normalizing the normal, like you say, is just so important. And it's actually really normal not to fall pregnant naturally. It's not.
Yes.
Not normal to fall pregnant that easily. Like, stop.
Nailed it.
Stop telling those lies, like that TikTok song. Like, stop spreading those rumors around. Like, it's not the truth. It's not that easy, and there is nothing wrong with you if just because you can't conceive naturally. There's nothing wrong with you. Actually, it's really normal, and it's all about how we talk. I think this is what will be so important with the show, is how we talk to people and how we support people on their journey, how we are spoken to because we can't fall pregnant naturally, but also how we respond because we feel more supported. When you feel like you're a minority, I feel like you instantly respond to anything fertility related from someone who's not on that path. You feel like you've got to sort of put your back up a little bit in your defenses, and it instantly sort of spikes that, and almost a bit of animosity. But it's just like you say, the more we talk about it, the more normal the normal is, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
so we need to get started. We
do. I'm so excited. We've got so many amazing ideas for anybody. We've had so much incredible feedback about the fertility show. We've actually been creating the Instagram page for it today, and we're going to get some content coming through there soon, which is going to be just so exciting. And I feel like right now, like we've already discussed this, haven't we, that there are forums out there, and there are Facebook pages, and that there is information. There's a beautiful IVF Babble magazine, as we know, and Babble TV as well, which I'm going to link below, Babble TV, because I think the interviews and stuff, like the content on there is just so incredible. But I feel like this is the next step in creating the community for infertility, is creating somewhere that, especially when I feel like when we are completely done with this roadmap and we are back to normal, it's just, we're going to appreciate being together and being in the room and really being able to support each other like we literally never ever have before.
Definitely.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, there's so many things I want to talk about. Just one, and before I forget, one of the things I would really want to ask you at some point, loads of questions about how it feels to be going through IVF, because I almost, like, first of all, it would be so informative for someone that hasn't yet started.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of what I went through, I've kind of buried so deep I can't remember, almost like as a kind of coping technique.
Yeah.
And so do you know what I mean? I really want, I've got like loads of questions at some point. We'll do this again. I want to ask you those questions.
Yeah, well, you just let me know, because I am feeling all the feels. Like, just really quickly, I appreciate that I'm obviously sort of longing this out, but it was a bit of a running joke. Well, it depends what time of the day it is as to whether we joke about it or whether I threaten to stab someone. So it's like up until 3 o'clock, so we're good. It's 2 o'clock. Up until 3, I'm good. Like, I'm all right. Come 3 o'clock, it's like I've been attacked. I've got a migraine. I feel awful. I'm hormonal. And by about 6, 7 o'clock, especially when it's bath and bedtime for Layla, I'm emotional. I can't do anything. I feel like the world's against me. And by 10 o'clock, I'm good for sectioning, because I've convinced myself that I'm not even capable of having it. Why? I shouldn't even have the child that I've got, because I'm so out of my mind on the hormones. I'm so exhausted. I'm convinced that I'm not going to sleep forever again. And I just go through all these crazy emotions. So it just depends what time of the day it is. But poor Ian, he just cannot wait till this is over. And he can't say the right thing. There's nothing that he can say that is right now.
Oh my God. That would be quite a good video diary for the day. To do your little, like, this is me at 8 a.m. This is me at 11. Just see, and just
good night.
And then 11 p.m. just you face down.
Just out. So thank you so much for coming on today. Before I let you go, I guess just for anyone that's watching now that is just starting their journey, or maybe they've been trying for a little while and they think something's up, so they're just having a little watch, or they found their way here, what would your advice be for them?
I'd say there's two brilliant things that you need when you're struggling to conceive and you're about to potentially launch into a fertility journey. You need support from amazing people like you, Jade, as in support from the TTC community is phenomenal, like absolutely phenomenal. go to them for support and comfort. Go to experts for medical guidance. So anything on IVF Babble is like, all the medical stuff is written by fertility experts and doctors. So instead of having patient-to-patient medical guidance, get your medical guidance and get your support. And if you've got both of those things, then your journey will be a lot, well, it will be a lot less stressful and a lot less lonely. So just arm yourself with those two things, and always reach out, even if it's just like a little DM, just to us or you, Jade, or someone that you see on social media that you really can align yourself with. Just drop a DM, because honestly, everyone I've met on is just so kind, and they want to support. So that's what I would say. That's what I would do.
That's what I would do. No, I love that. I totally agree. I think the community, that's as well, I think, what spurred me on more than anything. I just feel like these people on this journey are just like a whole different breed of animal, you know, like we're just a whole different beast altogether. Like there's just so much love and support for each other. And yeah, I completely echo everything you say. I get so many messages at the moment, and I'll spend half my morning replying to these messages, but there's something so nice about it when you do it, because you know how they're feeling, so you know what that message is going to mean to them, especially when you get there. But I don't know who to turn to. I don't know anyone who's going through this. I feel all of these feels, and you think, oh my God, I know the raw emotion of that, the nitty gritty of that feeling. So it's just nice to be able to make a difference.
And I had a message last year that was the most beautiful message, and it was a girl who had sort of been with IVF Babble throughout her entire fertility journey. And she said that there was a picture that I'd posted on Instagram, and it was a woman or a couple looking out at the world. And I was explaining in the post that this is how a lot of people feel. It's like the world is spinning, and when you're trying to conceive, it's like the world stops spinning for you. You're almost like, because you're holding your breath until you actually, become a parent. And this girl said that the post resonated with her so deeply that she's had it printed, and it's now framed in her baby's nursery.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow. And that what you've done there just sums up this community, doesn't it, altogether, and why talking is so important.
Yeah.
I am so excited for everything that is to come. Thank you so much for just being so open and lovely, and just giving the best advice always. Like, I love you so much. I'm so grateful for you. And I'm sure everyone's going to take so much value from this.
Oh, thank you, darling. And I've enjoyed my first, what is this called? A StreamYard.
It's a StreamYard via YouTube. You're on YouTube. You're live on YouTube, my love.
This has never happened to me, ever.
I know. Wow. It's not happened to me either. And it's worked. Are we getting technically good? I
mean, so people watching this.
Can you see the comments? No? Can you not see the comments?
No.
No. Oh, we've had comments. People watching this. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Jackson wanted to start and said hello, said she can hear us. Shah came on, my sister-in-law, and said she could hear us loud and clear. A beautiful lady called Ellie on the South Coast down here gave us a wave. And my friend Megan said that it was you breaking up earlier, not me. Shock. And she said that it made her eyes water hearing the Teddy story.
Oh my God, that's so brilliant. I didn't realize it. Okay, I need to sort of like become a bit more savvy.
But we did it, and it was amazing. What I will do is I will get this saved if I can and across to you, so you've got your own copy. And I just want to thank you so much for coming on. The show is going to be amazing. I can't wait till we can't really say too much about it right now, but we'll be able to soon, and it's just going to be incredible. But I hope you have a beautiful day, and we will catch up with you soon.
Yes. All right. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.